Hello and thanks for joining us on The World Now. We begin with the war between Israel and Hamas, which is now in its 10th week. Israeli troops have continued their assault on the southern Gaza city of Khan Yunis. There are reports of house-to-house fighting in the city. Most of the population have also fled to coastal areas further south to Rafah. This is despite race for a total ceasefire by concerned countries and the United Nations. We have details in this report.
The United States vetoed a UN Security Council resolution on Friday for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. The vote came after UN Chief Antonio Guterres warned of a high risk of the collapse of the humanitarian support system that could lead to dire consequences in the embattled enclave.
As long as Hamas clings to its ideology of destruction, any ceasefire is at best temporary and is certainly not peace. And any ceasefire that leaves Hamas in control of Gaza would deny Palestinian civilians the chance to build something better for themselves. For that reason, although the United States strongly supports a durable peace in which both Israelis and Palestinians can live in peace and security, we do not support this resolution's call for an unsustainable ceasefire that will only plant the seeds for the next war.
During the debate, the Palestinian ambassador cited the thousands killed or injured in Israel's assault on Gaza, saying enough is enough, while Israel's envoy said a ceasefire would only extend the war and that the only option for peace was to eliminate Hamas.
You have to be in favor of an immediate ceasefire. When you refuse to call for a ceasefire, you are refusing to call for the only thing that can put an end to war crimes, crimes against humanity, and genocide. The law should be upheld for everyone and against anyone.
Israel's defensive war against Hamas, a designated terrorist organization, was the catalyst for activating Article 99. The irony is that regional stability and the security of both Israelis and Gazans can only be achieved once Hamas is eliminated.
13 countries were in favor of the resolution, while the United States vetoed and the UK abstained. At least 97 other countries joined in the effort, co-sponsoring the United Arab Emirates drafted bill. Israel says men in Gaza seen in images of a mass detention by the Israeli military were suspected terrorists, while Hamas claimed Israel of targeting a group of displaced Palestinian civilians. The Secretary General went before the Security Council to call for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza to avert a humanitarian catastrophe that could have ramifications for peace and security in the region and beyond, 2 days after he invoked Article 99 of the United Nations Charter.
I call for their immediate and unconditional release, as well as their humane treatment and visits from the international community of the Red Cross until they are freed. International humanitarian law cannot be applied selectively. It is binding on all parties equally at all times, and the obligation to observe it does not depend on reciprocity.
The Article 99 gives the Secretary General the remit to bring to the attention of the Security Council any matter which, in his opinion, may threaten the maintenance of international peace and security. And after Mr. Guterres took this rare move, Israel's foreign minister accused the United Nations chief of siding with Hamas. Hamas, on the other hand, condemned the United States' decision to veto the Gaza ceasefire draft resolution, describing it as an immoral and inhumane position. Now, describing the disastrous situation in the Gaza Strip 2 months after the Israeli bombardment started on the Palestinian enclave, the UN Health Agency, the WHO, says civilization is about to break down as intense Israeli bombardment of Gaza continues to hinder urgently needed aid operations.
Civilization is about to break down. Health workers need to flee and take care of themselves on top of it. They don't have food, they don't have water to continue working. Patients are bleeding on the floor. Trauma yards resemble battlefields, literally. This must end. This callousness must end. We need a ceasefire, and we need it now.
And the World Food Programme says it is deeply concerned about the impact of the conflict on levels of hunger. It says the need for lasting peace has never been greater, especially if the worst effects of food insecurity are to be averted.
About half of the population in Gaza are starving, the needs that we are meeting is really nothing. The humanitarian operation is collapsing. With the chaos, with this active fighting, it's not possible to do the work that is needed to meet these massive needs.
According to the Ministry of Health in Gaza, between the 7th of October and 7th of December afternoon, at least 17,177 Palestinians have been killed in Gaza. About 70% of them are said to be women and children, and 46,000 others are reportedly injured. Many more are missing, presumably under the rubble, waiting rescue or recovery.